Hello, Leo. It's Maggie the Irish Gypsy bringing you your January 2025 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the second half of January. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for being here. So, fire sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, this is your video. If you're cross-watching for a Leo, this video is also relevant. If you know any of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, it's helpful to watch those as well for additional insight and perspective. It's a general reading. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And if you find that something really hits home, it really resonates with you, and you'd like to take a deeper look at it and explore it a bit, and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, or you like the reading style, please email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also see that contact info by clicking on the description of this video, clicking on that word more. You'll see that there, along with my PayPal Me link to those of you who care to donate in support of my channel. Always my gratitude to those of you who do. I would love to hear from you. I can usually get back to you quickly, same day, within 24 hours with more information. I offer quite a wide variety of reading choices, all areas of life, different types, lengths, costs, styles, spreads, little something in there for everyone. The 6 and 12-month overviews are still quite popular right now. It looks at all aspects and areas of life for the next 6 or 12 months. A lot of people like to do it as we're transitioning into a new year to kind of get a look ahead, so something to think about. I am quite diligent and focused on the timely scheduling of personal readings, as this is what I do full time. So email me if you'd like. Okay, Leo. Let's see what the second half of January 2025, second half of the first month of the new year, has in store for you. We have the Devil with Temperance. Struggling between perhaps your spiritual self or what might be better for you on an emotional, spiritual level versus what you might want on a materialistic level, right? And this is about trying to find that careful balance in between the two. You know, this combination of cards kind of reminds us to be careful and aware of what we attach ourselves to too strongly, whether they're possessions, material things, addictions, people. You know, this is kind of a struggle between, you know, I want this because it'll make me feel secure, or I want this because it'll make me feel good, and being overly focused on that, rather than perhaps what is in your own best interest. And in situations like this, it's almost always our intuition that will lead us down the right path. Struggling to strike a balance here. Next, we have the Moon. Things may not be entirely clear. There may be some deep-seated fears kind of driving you. For example, if it's, you know, choosing between the financial and material above all else, it might be driven by, you know, fear of lack or experiences in the past of lack, right? Does kind of suggest there's perhaps a choice in front of you. The Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is the first cup card on, you know, the path of the suit of cups, of water, of emotion. So it can represent the beginning of a time of emotional opening, spiritual awakening. It represents love, compassion. Do I or don't I is what I'm getting here. Next, we have another ace, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire, which holds, cups is water, so that's our emotional landscape. Fire, this would be the beginning of a path that has passion, desire, excitement, enthusiasm, creativity, inspiration. With the King of Coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, male or female. Someone who is showing up as significant in your life in regards to this. Probably the person or the situation around this person that you need to make a choice on. There's obviously an opportunity to walk down a new path here. For those of you for whom the King of Coins does not represent a specific person, connected with us in an important way. It may represent the earth energy area of your life and the opportunity to start down a new path in that, which would be like money, finance, property, real estate, assets, etc., or a combination of both of those things. For example, maybe making relationship or love romance choices based solely on the material stability and security, because again, I'm seeing that the offer looks really tempting. But there is some suggestion here that the temptation in itself may be an issue. Maybe you're putting too much weight and emphasis on one aspect of life rather than asking yourself, is this going to be a good, healthy, balanced path for me to take, whether it's love, whether it's money, whether it's some combination of both. There's a sense here, too, of perhaps some deep-seated, hidden fears driving your desire to move down this new path. And again, the new path, there may not be anything wrong with it, but there's kind of a feeling here about maybe taking a look at what your motives are, or the motives of the opportunity, if it's like a person presenting this to you, whether it's new love or a new business venture or something like that. It might not, the offer itself might not be everything it's cracked up to be, but if you make the decision driven by the wrong motives, what you end up with may not be all it's cracked up to be too. Kind of like that saying that's sometimes attached to that 9 of Cups, the wish granted card. Be careful what you ask for, because you might get it and find out it's not maybe everything you thought it was going to be, and it cost quite a bit. So from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus for the second half of January 2025, Leo, is the Knight of Coins. Knights usually representing offers and opportunities for change, the speed at which situations move. The Knight of Coins, or Earth, is our steady Eddie, one foot in front of the other, hardworking, dedicated, cautious, attention to detail, always accomplishes the mission. So this looks like an opportunity of some kind. Could be a job, work, business, money opportunity. It might be a relationship opportunity, a love and romance opportunity, which carries a strong kind of focus and sense on financial and material stability. Partnership of some kind. Let's peel it back a little bit. Knight of Coins. The Ace of Wands, again. The Three of Wands, and the World. Okay, so this opportunity has a lot of possibility and potential for elevation, for growth and expansion. Again, this is a general reading, so the specific details and the area of life may vary, but the fundamental energy remains the same, regardless of what area of life this new path or new opportunity is being presented in. From your vantage point, your perspective, it looks like it promises a pretty exciting beginning to a path which would lead to growth and expansion, a lot of growth and expansion. It feels like you would have to end something significant in your life to take advantage of it. The World card's the last major arcana card in the tarot, so it represents a cycle of the tarot completing, and a cycle represents, different phases in our life, different, chapters we go through. We go through many such cycles in our life. But the World is a card of major completion so that you can move on to a new journey, a new landscape, different possibilities and potential. So it looks like the cost or the sacrifice, you would have to end something pretty significant, some pretty significant chapter in your life in order to move forward on this. And so then we come to the Devil and Temperance, which is that struggle for, to find that balance here between, making the decision based on an obsession only with one aspect of it, and maybe the obsession with one aspect of it is driven by some kind of deep-seated fears in yourself. Because the whole intent of the devil is through temptation and the often false message that we need something, it actually keeps us trapped in a cycle of fear and insecurity. Or it may be that some deep-seated fears and insecurities are driving you towards making this choice, whether or not the path looks like a good one or not. Well, let's peel it back a bit. Let's look at that devil and temperance. The Hanging Man, the Hermit, the Knight of Swords. This is kind of straight up advice as to take a step back and contemplate and go within and seek and see what your intuition is telling you before you just go charging off on this new path. For sure, make sure that you have all the information that you possibly can get. This is about going within. I mean, we have the Moon and the Hermit and the Hanging Man all in the same reading, which is a pretty strong energy about taking a step back and maybe looking at it from a different perspective, and maybe seeking out the advice and guidance of people whose opinions and life experience you respect, to get a bit of a different perspective on this, so that you're not just seeing it from one viewpoint and making your decision just based on that, because it feels like the viewpoint that is tempting you to charge forward on this path is very one-sided. It's very limited, and it feels like you need to take a step back, both to kind of touch base with what your gut instinct is telling you, and also open yourself up to, maybe talking about this with one or two people who are wise, right? Who have some wisdom and can offer you a different perspective, so that you can take all of that into consideration before you just, go charging forward here. The Moon and the Ace of Cups. The Three of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. It may be, there's two things going on here. One of them, on a positive note, this combination of cards can signify, Leo, that you have everything that you need to make a success of this. It kind of advises about being smart, being cunning, being strategic. You've worked hard. You have those qualities. You know how to obtain success. However, I'm also getting quite a strong message that it may be to be vigilant and smart and strategic in protecting your own interests here. It may be, particularly for business work, financial issues, somebody may be trying to take advantage of your success. Somebody might be trying to take advantage of you financially, materially. They may have secret or hidden motives here. Again, on a more challenging level, for some of you, it may be that whatever is being offered to you, whoever is offering it to you, they may not be telling you the whole story. They may not be letting you know all of it. There may be more to this than you know. They may have hidden motives. The offer itself may not be everything they say it is, right? They may be trying to take advantage of you. Whichever one it is, the fundamental energy, again, remains the same. Be careful to really, really be in touch with your gut instinct, advice from other people who maybe have walked this path, or, again, who you feel are wise, have experience. And above all, be smart and strategic in protecting your interests yourself. Let's take a look at this Ace of Wands and King of Coins. Okay. We have the Hierophant, which is the conventional path, the norm, tradition. We have the King of Wands, which is likely you, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, might be another fire sign person. We have the King of Pentacles, which is the same as this King of Coins, kind of clarifying. Got the King of Coins clarifying the King of Coins. And the Four of Wands, which is one of the happy home, social connections, celebration, community, weddings. Might be a marriage offer for some of you. It may be that you have to, again, the offer itself, at least on its surface, looks really good. But it's going to come at a cost here. So I think the whole theme of this reading is to weigh all the consequences, the potential consequences, before you make the decision, and take time to do that. Be open to some guidance and advice from other people, because it looks like, again, in order to move forward on this, regardless of what it is, whether it's work, money, investments, marriage, the temptation is the stability, the security, and the growth and expansion that you're thinking it's going to lead to. And it may, but you're going to have to make some pretty significant, a pretty important cycle or chapter or set of chapters in your life you're going to have to close the door on that in order to do this. And that in and of itself comes with its own sacrifices and challenges. And it might be a great path for you to take, it might not be. But again, the strong advice that I'm getting here is to take time to examine it carefully. Think and weigh out all the potential consequences, both the best things that it could turn out to be and the worst things it could turn out to be, so that whatever decision you make in the knowledge that you need to be accepting that any of those things might happen, right? Because the temptation is in the growth and security that it appears to have. And nobody can count the cost of a person's individual choice except that person themselves. So only you can make the decision about this. So advice, guidance, feedback from Spirit. Justice, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. This is just kind of a repeat here. Justice is the rule of law, what's fair, what's equitable, what's even. Honesty, transparency, morals, and ethics. You may be facing a bit of a moral or ethical dilemma in the choice here, right? It may be that you're really tempted by this stuff, but maybe some of you might feel it's not maybe quite the best moral and ethical choice. It may be for some of you that, there still needs to be some more emotional healing and closure on one situation before you jump into another situation, which might be for love and romance here for some of you. The Nine of Cups is everything you want, your wishes granted, more than enough to eat, more than enough to drink. It's kind of like winning that lottery, but it comes at a cost. And again, it may or may not be worth it here. It's a general reading. The answer is going to be yes for some of you and no for others of you. The point is, again, to weigh all the potential consequences, good, bad, in between, because in order to move forward on this path, you need to look at those honestly and go, okay, well, I think that it's worth taking the risk even if that happens. Because, if you make the choice, you can't really complain about making the choice afterwards, right? Whatever it is, it's going to come at some kind of cost. That much is clear. But you need to examine you need to ask yourself, your gut instinct, maybe some trusted people, if you think it's worth it. And again, looking at it from a variety of different perspectives, because the one perspective that is driving you is this growth and expansion and security. You need to look at other aspects of this too. And again, touching base with other people may be helpful in that. So I'm going to leave that there. Leo, those are your messages for the second half of January 2025. For those of you for whom it resonated and made sense and hit home, I hope that it was helpful and clarifying, or gave you something to chew on. If it did and you'd like to pull the curtain back on it and explore it a bit more, maybe take a deep dive into it and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself, as a gift for someone else, or you simply like the reading style, please email me, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can see that by clicking the description of this video, that word more. I will, and I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next set of readings. Until then, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed as we continue to move through the first month of a new year. I hope to see you back here again soon, and I hope to hear from some of you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.